Hello, my name is Mark, and it is my first videocast for 2012. And the reason why I created this videocast is I know that a lot of people have their New Year's resolutions, and I wanted to just give you some thoughts in regards to total health, both in regards to nutrition as well as exercise. Often the question is asked of when is the best time to exercise, and the simple answer is when it works for you. Consistency. For me, the best time is early in the morning. It's the one part of my day that I can control before I get on with my work day and the different family activities that I have later on in the day. So I get up early and I start up and do my exercises. For other people, it may be when they come home from work, and others it may be later in the day. As far as your body goes, typically around midday, 12, 1 o'clock is when your body is at its highest peak. That's probably the best time of day to exercise, but really what's most important is consistency and a time that will allow you to do it on a regular basis. So that's kind of the answer or the thought behind that. The other part is people ask me, how important is diet in regards to total fitness? I mean, they'll say, if I exercise more, can I eat some of the things that I like? And you really need to have a balance there. I'll certainly tell you that I do enjoy, I don't just eat vegetables and fruit all day long. I certainly have my vices, but in moderation, I guess, is a general key there. But a calorie is not just a calorie. They don't all go through your body the same way. In other words, a calorie of broccoli will metabolize in your body differently than a calorie of chocolate. So I'm not so much an advocate of counting calories as much as looking at what you eat. When I look at diet books, I found a lot of them are, they're focused on one aspect, low carb. My thought is really total balance. I like to see you get a good amount of fruits, vegetables, and carbs, good healthy carbs, complex carbohydrates, and proteins into your daily diet. What I have found is to curb my appetite, that protein will curb my appetite for much longer than carbohydrates. So a piece of good lean chicken or a chicken breast will hold me satisfied a lot longer than a sandwich or carbohydrates like pasta or things of that nature. So that might be something to consider. But what I really want you to think about is when you embark on the new year, and I see people, they also say, okay, I want to lose weight. So they get into real heavy exercise, and at the same time, they starve their body of nutrients and food because they're trying to lose weight. The worst thing you can do is try to build your body and then not feed it. It will feed on itself, and that will actually counteract what you're trying to do. If you're trying to build strength and muscle, which will increase your metabolism, then you starve your body of nutrients, you're counteracting the benefit of what you're trying to accomplish. Also be careful as to how much you add on to your workouts. I've seen people that continually add on to a point where they no longer want to engage in exercise because they've taken it too far. I think it's great to try to continue to press yourself to newer levels, but at the same time, don't get to a point where every single workout you feel you have to add on to a point where then you get to a point where you no longer want to exercise. So those are just a few thoughts. All right, now regarding some exercises that you can do in the home, what I want to touch on today is some light barbells as well as some TheraBands that I brought with me, which I think are really effective, and there's things that you can do to really help keep yourself strong and vibrant. So, starting with we'll start with the TheraBands. What I like about a TheraBand that's different than a weight is when you extend it out, it gets harder obviously because there's more resistance, and you also resist on the way back. Different from a weight is basically, it's the same amount of resistance up and down. It's not getting higher intensity like a TheraBand is as you stretch it out. So, the body reacts differently to the type of exercise. The important thing to remember about when you use a TheraBand is don't snap back. Don't pull the band out and then snap back. You want to pull out and you want to resist coming back. That's the most important thing, and make it challenging for yourself. If you have your hands out too far, you're not going to get much of resistance going out. So get it closer together, pull it out and back. Now it's amazing how just a modification of how you hold the band, how it will exercise a different part of the body. When I hold it in front of me like this and pull out, arms and chest are being activated. If I take one end down on my leg and pull up, making the movement at the elbow, Now I'm very much exercising the shoulder and the back of the arm, the tricep, just by modifying the move. Okay, people also don't recognize the TheraBand is great for the legs. You can put it underneath your foot, you can kick it in and out, and this very much will work the leg and the hip flexor, as well as you're engaging the biceps while you do this exercise. So it's very effective, and I hope that just a couple of those tips about the best way to use the band and the different angles of how you pull the band all give you different experiences and activate different muscles within your body. Moving on again, or back to the barbell, what I like to do for a bicep curl, it's very important to control the lift. I don't want people rocking. If you're rocking with the weight, it's too much. Everything needs to be controlled in alignment. So my arm and my elbow is kind of pinned up against the back of my leg, the inside of my leg, and again, control lift up and control lift down. You want the weight to be challenging enough so you can get some benefit from the lift. Okay, so again, get the weight that works for you, control it up, and control it down. Now I can do a lot of weight on a bicep curl because it's very controlled, and I'm using a lot of my stronger muscle, my bicep. Take the same weight, I want to work on the shoulder now. Okay, well that's going to be much harder because the energy and the strength is coming from up higher. The muscles aren't as strong, so you'll use a lower weight. In this case, I'm locking at the elbow, and I'm drawing up from the shoulder, so you need to go down on your weights. Again, if you need to kind of bunch in to get the weight up, then you know you have too much, and so on. You can take the weight in all different directions. You can go out, in front of you, and so on. That'll be a great exercise for the rotor cuff and shoulder areas, is straight arm lifts in and out. Another way to get to the back of the arm, the tricep muscle, which is an area I like to focus on because it's not an area that we get to easily, is you take the weight, kind of cradle it in your hands, bring it behind your head, and go straight up. It works the tricep muscles in the back as well as it activates the back muscles. So you're getting a multitude of muscles that are being exercised. So those are really my points for the day. Again, to just recap, when you're looking at diet, please don't focus on any instant methods of just low carb or high protein. Really make sure that you give your body all the nutrients it needs. Give it some good fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, things like that. Try to keep your salt down, sugars down. Obviously processed foods, if you can, stay away from them. Sodas, take sodas out of your life and you'll see big changes. So do that. You got some quick tips on proper methods for lifting, doing some exercises around the house, both with the TheraBands and with the barbell weights. I hope that these tips were useful to you. I look forward to next time. Thanks again for joining me.